everyone, today I'm going to show you how to print an image onto fabric. So I'm going to use just some medium weight calico for mine. This is just because I've got plenty of it to hand. I do use things like the French linen and a quilting sort of plain cotton is nice to print on as well. So what you'll need to do is save an image onto a Word document. So if it's a photograph, you'll need to upload it to your computer or onto your phone or something along that lines, and save it as an A4 Word document or whatever document, you know, in A4 that you use, whatever program you use. So that's the first thing you need to do. Secondly, you'll want some freezer paper. Now, let me just get the roll of freezer paper that I've been using. I've been using this So Lovely, So Easy, sorry, freezer paper. And it says it's food grade, plastic coated, food grade, used for hobbies, quilting, art and craft applications. I've not had any problems with this, but I do recommend Reynolds as well, because that is another good quality fabric. You want a nice thick freezer paper. Don't go with the thinner stuff. Okay, so my first thing is to get it off the roll, and I always find myself, let me just move that out of the way, because I've got the iron on as well and I don't want to burn myself. Find myself a piece of A4 paper and I'll measure it to the width of the A4 paper. I think that end was, I went a bit wonky on it, so, but sort of try and get it as straight as you can. Okay, I'm then going to put it, I'm just going to draw another line. Pencil at the bottom. Doesn't matter if it's slightly bigger or slightly smaller, as long as your printer will sort of grab it. My other recommendation is, and we'll talk about that when we're talking about the printing, is to change your printer setting paper to glossy paper, because this is quite shiny. Okay, so I've trimmed that to size, and I'll just pop that away over there, and I'll just get the ironing mat out, because I'm going to do now iron. This is the simplest thing. Oh, sorry, I'm clanking about. Simplest thing, and I don't know why it's taken me so long to do a video about it, really. So get your iron hot and no steam. I'm just using a little mini craft iron. So I don't know whether this will pick up. Right, on freezer paper you've got a really, really shiny side, so that's the glued side, and this is quite shiny as well, but it's slightly duller. So the glued side you need to iron, pop on face down, glued the really shiny side or the glued side onto your fabric, and you want to try and get it up to the edge of your piece of freezer paper. I do it this way up, some people will do it the other way up, but I then know where my sort of fabric starts and paper starts and finishes. So I want to apply heat, but I don't want to be rubbing it up and down, just need to press it. If you start rubbing it up and down, it can wrinkle and then you'll have problems getting it through the printer. I'm just using an ordinary inkjet printer, by the way. So just give it plenty of heat. And I kind of tend to work from the middle to the outer edge, because then you're pushing your creases if you have any, because I buy calico by the roll. It tends to have creases on it, and I'll show you in a minute. Right, so we are stuck down. Make sure the edges are stuck quite firmly down. Okay, and I'm now going to cut this from the fabric. I'd recommend not using your best scissors either, because you tend to cut the paper as well, and that's never a good idea, is it? So I'm going to assume that everybody knows how to do a Word document. I know that's wrong, but I haven't got the ability to sort of show you how to do that on this computer. So I'm just going to trim that bit off because it's got a little bit over. As I say, it doesn't really matter if it's slightly smaller, but you will want to kind of make sure it's going up to the edge. I'll just pop that under. You can see I've got a bit of a crease in this. I perhaps ought to have ironed it previously, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'll try and actually going to peel it off and give that bit of press. Because if I've got the image, it might, and the creases there, it's going to sort of print and leave a line, white line in the fabric. So just, with freezer paper, you can use it more than once. I can use this piece of paper probably 5 or 6 times, maybe more, depending on the thickness of your fabric, really. And the sort of, whether it's got fluffy bits on it. Right, I think we are stuck down. Just iron. Just going to trim that down again. Where I've straightened it out. Right. So first thing I've got that on the selvage edge, which I don't mind, so I'm not too worried. So you're now going to have to work out which side your printer prints on. And my tip is fill your printer with your paper and pop a sheet in and put a little cross on the bit that's facing up. Okay, so I've just drawn a little tiny cross on it in pencil, and then just do a test run print, and you'll know which side it's printed. If it's printed on the side with the cross, you'll need to put your fabric the way you put it in. So if I put my paper in the printer with the cross upwards, I'd want to put my fabric in the printer with the upwards, facing upwards. I'll go and show you what I mean. So bear with me and we'll go to the printer, sorry. Okay, so sorry it's a little bit dark. So what I'm going to do is, my printer feeds from the bottom. Obviously if your printer slides in from the top, then you have to do it there. So I'm putting the cross in that way up and then closing the door. I'll print that, okay, and once it's printed I know which side my printer is. I know on my printer that actually it prints on the reverse side. So what I'll do is I'll put my fabric face down and into the printer. just make sure I've got one. Now, as I say, make sure that your paper is changed to glossy A4 paper. That helps with gripping. So my piece of fabric's loaded and I'll go and press print. I've actually saved some images and I put about 4 onto one A4 sheet. You can do less, you can do more, it's entirely up to you, but I'm just sort of going through what I fancy putting on, just to show you the colour. I'm just going through, have a little, sort of, when I was putting this one together, it was, I was doing it for a workshop that sort of was older, wanted older vintage fabrics. So I'm just going to quickly scan through, and like I say, I've saved these all onto A4 pieces, so I've got quite a few relating to all kind of different things. Queen Cheel stamps. So, I mean, dress your own sheep. Types of bee. I'm just going through to see what I've got that I might need for something. I'm going to go with that one, I think. Map of border. What page am I on? I'm on page 84. So what I'll do is I'll want to print, and I'm going to go colour, copies, page 84, and then I'll click print, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it will come out okay. So I'll go and have a look. Okay, so it's gone through the printer. I tried to get a little print of it, video of it coming through the printer. It was so quick, I couldn't. So I actually printed off the same image onto A4 paper just to show you that that's the image on A4 paper and that's the image on the fabric. And yes, they are slightly different, but I'm happy with that. You know, it's not the end of the world that it's slightly lighter. So what you do next is you will peel. Sometimes if your rollers aren't particularly clean on your printer, you know, it comes on your fabric, so make sure that you've cleaned your rollers that's gathering it up. So you can just peel this off. Just don't leave any threads behind on it because I want to use it again. Okay, and that is ready to use. I've done things with my grandma's handwriting recipes. I've scanned them into the computer or taken a photo, and then I've printed them out and I've stitched over them. Things like that. It's photographs of myself, of my family. That all goes in. If you scan it into your printer and onto your computer, you can print absolutely anything. Text, if you want to type out some text. I did some for the index on the little books that we've been doing. That was it done on a Word document. So loads and loads of things that you can be doing with it. Like I say, you can print it on any kind of fabric that you think will go through your computer. I use the French linen to print on, and that comes out lovely. So don't be frightened to test the thickness. You might get a couple of paper jams, but they're usually easy to rectify. But give it a whirl, and if you've enjoyed this video and it's been useful, please do give me the thumbs up. And if you're new here, please subscribe. I always love subscribers. I like to answer any comments. And if you have got any questions, please pop it in the comments. And have a little look at every other video I've ever done. Okay, so happy stitching everyone, or printing in this case, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.